Hey guys, I want to show you what I'm working on over here. I'm pulling out Bermuda grass and weeds and putting some compost around the watermelons and then getting them remulched. This is a fertilizing method called side dressing, where you take compost and you put it alongside your plants, and then when it rains, the nutrients from the compost will go into the soil and fertilize your plants. I'm going to show you how I do this and explain a little bit about why. It all starts with the compost pile. Look at this amazing, dark, rich compost. There is so much life in here. So now I'm just going to dig it out of the compost pile, put it through my sifter, and then these are the little bits that are left after I've sifted it through into my wheelbarrow down below. All of these leftover bits will go into the next compost pile. I have my composts set up in succession, so my first compost pile, I haven't touched it for over a year. This second compost is everything from this year, and it'll all just pile in there and then decompose over time. I made this out of pallets. You can make it out of really anything, or just make a pile in your yard. There's lots of ideas. My sifter is 2x4s with hardware cloth tacked into the bottom, and then a couple of handles on there just to make it easier for me to hold it and shake the stuff through there. Pretty easy. Before I get the side dressing and the mulching done, I've got to get some of this weeds out of here. If you have never heard of Bermuda grass, it is also affectionately called devil's grass or zombie grass, and I'll show you why. It is Bermuda grass. It not only sends out these huge vines across the top of the surface, it also has rhizomes that grow below the surface of the soil, and they end up being like a tangled up mess under the ground. These grasses are so crazy that if you try to till this up, it will just turn into more. In my old house that I lived in, this Bermuda grass actually grew through the wall of the house. I'm not even kidding. I was in the closet and I saw something coming through the wall and I thought it must be a wire. Nope, it was Bermuda grass. It had gotten up under the siding and grown through the wall of the house in 2 different places. That's how crazy this grass is. If you ever have the option to put this in your yard, don't do it. Cardboarding and mulching definitely helps. I'm noticing where the Bermuda grass is coming back the worst in the garden are places where the mulch is really thin and the soil is not too far below the mulch. But over time, and with many layers of cardboard and mulch, we should be able to get the Bermuda grass under control. I don't know that we'll ever have it completely gone, but hopefully it won't be as monstrous. Hey Pickles, what you doing? Nice out here. Garden kitty. Sweet little garden kitty. You wanna say hi? Look, say hi. Sweet little Pickles. You're so pretty. You're so pretty. Pretty girl. So why compost? The first reason why I use compost is because it's free. I make it here and it doesn't cost me any money to make. It's just leaves and scraps from around the yard and leftover chicken bedding that they've used, chicken manure, and that's how I make my compost. The second reason is because I know exactly what's in it. I don't have to wonder what's inside a fertilizer that I buy at the store when I make my own compost and I use my own compost. And the third reason is compost is kind of a cure-all. If you're having an issue with your plants, you can put compost on it. As a side dressing, you can make compost tea. What I'm doing here is called side dressing. Now, do I throw Bermuda grass in the compost pile? Devil grass goes back where it came from, into the burn pit. We don't need that stuff coming back to life to haunt us. So what I've done here is I've just gone down my row and given each of my tomato plants a scoop of compost. This is called side dressing. As it rains, the nutrients from the compost will soak into the roots and will be available for the plants to use. And one fourth reason why I use compost is because it not only takes care of the plants, it also takes care of the soil. Because when you just use like a commercial fertilizer, it does give nutrients to the plants, but it's not feeding the microorganisms in the soil and the worms and other things that are good for our gardens. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight, guys. I enjoyed having your company while I was working in the garden. It was nice having you here. I will see you next time.